All right, so we just got done with this round of interviews for our local Google Ads PPC specialist position at our seven-figure agency. We held a bunch of interviews at our office here in Sacramento, and in this video, I want to go over all the best tips I have for interviews, especially in-person ones, as well as Zoom ones, to get you that job, to make you stand out amongst the rest, because we've had some terrible interviews and we've had some really good ones. And I want to prep you for this coming from an actual marketing manager who interviews these applicants and hires them and decides who we should hire. I don't even know why I have to say this first tip, but research the damn company first. I don't know why some of these people I've interviewed, they're great. I'm sure they're great people, but a lot of them did not even know what our company does. They didn't even research our company. They didn't even know what services we provided. They didn't even know what clients we've helped. And that is like the bare minimum stuff you can do for an interview. So first tip, really quick one, research the company. At the bare minimum, you should know what the agency does. Do they do Facebook ads? Do they do Google ads? Are they e-commerce? Are they only TikTok ads? Find out what they do. It takes 5 seconds. Another thing you should know is see if they're like a niche agency, right? Do they only help plumbers and roofers? Do they help the medical field? Do they help lawyers? Are they a generalist agency? Do they help everyone under the sun? Who do they help? If you understand that, they'll know that you know about them. You should also know how many reviews they have. Hey, I saw that you guys have 50 reviews on Google. That's awesome. That's what made me apply. I want to work for somebody who has great reviews. This is just Google information, like it's bare minimum stuff here. And lastly, it might not be on their website, but find out what clients they work with. If it's a local agency, they probably work with local businesses. Check out on their website their reviews page, testimonials, go to their Google profile, see what companies they work with. Be like, hey, I've seen your advertising for X company all around town. Really like it. Super excited to start this interview. Something like that. So that's just like the bare minimum stuff. I promise you that, I don't know why I got to say it. Like some people just couldn't even answer any of those questions about us. They were just like, I think you guys do some sort of like advertising for local businesses. I was just like, yeah, yes, we do. It's just crazy thing. So research the damn company. Okay, tip number 2, and this is a pre-interview tip, and that is to practice in front of a camera the questions that you'll probably be asked, right? So for example, there's always the tell me about yourself, or tell me about yourself outside of work, or tell me about something that's not on your resume, something like that. You're going to get asked one of those questions at every interview. So the best way to get better at this question is to record yourself answering that question as if you were in an interview. So prop up your phone, hit record, and then answer the tell me about yourself question. See how you answer it, prepare a script, and then memorize that script. Do that 5 to 10 times. And then do that for other questions that have stumped you before in an interview. You'll be amazed at how comfortable you'll get in front of a camera, especially if your interview is over Zoom, if you do this small little step. It's going to help you become more confident. It's also going to help you become more personable. If you sound like a robot on camera, you're going to sound like a robot in the actual interview, and nobody wants to hire a robot. So make sure to practice in front of the camera. Super easy. You can do this really quickly in 10 minutes, practice that script, and then go from there. All right. Another pre-interview tip is to get out of your head. Okay. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be shaking because you're anxious. Don't worry. That's happened to me too back in the day when I was interviewing. It's okay. It's totally normal. What you want to do is do some jumping jacks, right? If you're about to do a Zoom interview, go ahead and do some jumping jacks, stretch, go on a walk for 5 minutes, go walk your dog, do something. Do not just sit there just super tight. Don't do that. I've done that and then I do terrible in the interview. You want to get outside of your head. You want to do jumping jacks, stretch, walk, do whatever, because if you bring that nervous energy into the interview, it's going to show for sure. And it's okay to be nervous for the first couple of questions and everything, but you want to give off a great first impression, and doing that, get your body warm, jumping, doing something, do something to get those nerves off. All right, really quick to interrupt this video, we have a new course called the Local Google Ads Career Accelerator. This course will teach you how to get a local Google Ads specialist position at an agency without any degree or relevant experience. We show you how to build out your portfolio for your resume to make your resume stand out. So we're going to show you how to build it inside of Go High Level. That's what most agencies use nowadays. They want to see that you know how to use Go High Level, or we show you how to build it out in Canva, which is a cheaper option, but there are some limits. Not only that, we show you how to build out your resume with an included resume template and interview questions and all the technical interview questions that you should know for a local Google Ads specialist interview. So make sure to check out the link in the description if you guys want to get access to this. Again, it comes with the portfolio templates for Go High Level and Canva, and a resume template along with everything else you need to know to make sure you get a job, again, without any degree or relevant experience. So this is perfect for beginners. So make sure to check that out. The link will be in the description. All right, another interview tip is to please do not try to BS your answer to a technical question. The people asking the technical question, let's say it's about Google Ads, like what are the keyword match types? I've heard a million bad answers to this of people who just don't know. And it's okay if you don't know, but do not try to be like, I think there's 5 of them, it's this and this. We know you're just trying to BS your way through the answer and it looks bad on you. Instead, try these 3 things. The first one is a curious plus honest approach. So you could say something like, that's not something I've worked with directly yet, but I'd love to learn. I'm pretty good at picking things up fast, especially if it's related to X, Y, and Z, right? So that's one. The second way would be to show how you would solve answering the question that you don't know the answer to. You could say something like, I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head, but here's how I would find the answer. And number 3, if you do know the question, but you don't remember the answer entirely, you could say something like, I know what you're talking about, but I'm totally blanking on the name, service, or whatever it is, right? I'd have to look it up again. I've seen it before though. Just be honest. Do not BS the answer. If you BS the answer, it says more about you and we could see right through it, especially if we're asking technical questions. Just be humble and be honest. And then one of the last tips I have for you, make sure to ask questions at the end of your interview, whether it's round 1, 2, or 3. So for example, when we are done asking all the questions we have for our interview process, we ask, do you have any questions for us? You'd be surprised at how many people just say, nope, I'm all good. Thank you so much. It's fine if you do that and you can have an amazing interview, but the best interviews I've ever had are when they ask us like 5 to 10 questions afterwards. It shows that you really care about this position and you're interested in the job itself. So for example, one question is, how do you like your job or role here? So that question gets me, the interviewer, to open up and talk more with the person. And I get to talk about my role, and people love to talk about themselves, right? We love to talk about our job, how much we like our job, some things we don't like, right? We get to open up, and then that opens up a dialogue with the person that I'm talking to. So that's a good question to ask. If you're talking to the founder or the CEO, right, ask them, why did you start the company? What made you start your company? Make sure to ask that. It gets them to talk more about themselves again. People love talking about themselves. Also ask, what's the company culture like? If it's an in-office position, right? What's the team like? What do you guys do on your breaks? What do you guys like to do on the weekends? If you guys do any team outings, what do you guys like to do? Do you guys have a book club? Do you guys like a running club? Do you guys work out together? What's going on here? Stuff like that. It makes you seem like more of a person, more relatable, and they can start envisioning you, the person interviewing, inside of their own team and how they would fit in with the team, right? Because it's not only about technical stuff, right? That's just one half of the equation. The other half is making sure you can fit in with the team, right? So you want to make sure you fit in with the team as well. And asking that question could definitely help you there. Another question is, what's the day-to-day look like? What kind of tasks will I be working on? How many clients will I have if it's a local Google Ads position, right? How many will I have to talk to clients all the time? Like these little questions, again, they get you, the interviewer, they get you in the mind of how they would fit in with the team, right? They show you, okay, you'd be doing X, Y, and Z. If you were hired, this is what you would do, this, all this stuff. So they're starting to envision you also in the position. So that's a really good question to ask as well. All right, and one last tip, and it might be the most important one, and this is one that I've got from Alex Hermosi, a question that he asks in his interviews, right? And that is, how would your position, if hired, make the company money? So let's put this into perspective for a local Google Ads specialist position, right? For example, how would a local Google Ads specialist, entry level, how would they make the agency money? Why is that important? Because we're not just hiring you, right, the person interviewing, to be part of the team and just have it. We are hoping that your position, if hired, makes the company money. The best way to answer something like that, or at least know, and you can explain this to the interviewer, is to say, hey, if I do a good job and handle all these Google Ads accounts for your clients really well, they will not only stay longer, which is more money, they will also leave a review. maybe even a video. We can use that in ads on our website, on our social media, right? They will refer more people, which makes the company even more money, right? We can post more charts of our success stories for our clients. You can say all these Google Ads campaigns, we can post these screenshots of the Google Ads dashboards and use them for ads, right? We can do all these things to make the company more money. And as long as you understand that and you can explain that somehow in the interview, whether they ask you that question or not, they will hire you because, again, at the end of the day, the company is not hiring you just so you can have a job. It's so they can further the business, increase the revenue, and grow the company. So as long as you understand that, you should do fine. If you want all of these tips and more and how to build your portfolio, your resume, everything, make sure to click the link in the description. It will show you everything you need to know. I hope you like this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.